I'm not controlled by no set, not loyal to no party, not loyal to nobody's telling me what to do. And that really is when you gain your greatest ability to manifest. That's when you truly are carrying the power of God, because you become God of your own universe.
Look down, I see the stars. Look down, I see the stars. Look down, I see the stars.
Hello, everyone. This is attorney Darryl E Robinson, and welcome to another edition of Justice Unveiled. In today's edition, we're going to discuss two subject matters. The first is going to be the lawsuit filed by Brad Pitt against his former wife, Angelina Jolie. Second matter is going to be the recent strike by Hollywood's actors and writers. So let's discuss the Brad Pitt lawsuit against Angelina Jolie. In around 2008, prior to them getting married, Brad and Angelina purchased shares in a company called Miraval. It's a French company that had a winery and a chateau. And around 2013, actually, they began to produce and sell their own rosé. And in 2014, a year later, they actually got married at the chateau on those particular grounds. Unfortunately, around 2016, Angelina filed divorce from Brad Pitt. It is alleged that during the divorce proceedings that they agreed that they would not sell their interest in Miraval without notifying the other individuals. And let's go into that for a minute. I don't believe it's that simple. Individuals of that high net worth, with lawyers involved, it would actually follow more of a format of, for example, like an operating agreement. I don't know if it was based on French law or law in the state in which they live, but essentially in an operating agreement with an LLC, you have members. And so in those agreements, you have what is called a right of first refusal. So I assume it would go something that way with those two. And so that way, when one of the members chooses to sell their interest in the company, they would go out and have that interest appraised. They would get an offer for that interest, and they would have to bring that offer back to the remaining members. And the remaining members would have a certain time frame in which to purchase those shares and at the same offer and conditions that the non-member is looking to buy those shares in. Brad Pitt alleges in his lawsuit that Angelina Jolie just wouldn't sell the shares. Sold the shares to an individual, a Russian businessman called Yuri Shefler. Now, Brad Pitt alleges that Yuri Shefler is a Russian oligarch, that he's notorious for criminal activity in Russia, and that Angelina Jolie sold those shares to Yuri Shefler out of spite as a result of the divorce proceeding, because she knew that Yuri Shefler would ultimately take over the majority of the company or all the company for Brad Pitt. And he said he has a real big passion for wineries. So he filed a lawsuit because in his lawsuit, he's trying to declare the sale of those shares of Yuri Shefler illegal. So that lawsuit is still pending. Let's wait and see how the outcome is going to be and what's going to come out of that lawsuit. So stay tuned. The second subject matter is about the recent actors and writers strike. The writers went on strike around May of this year, and it ended around September. The actors went on strike a couple of months later, around July, and it ended in November. So what was those strikes about? Well, basically, what most strikes are about. You know, there's been a lot of strikes this year with UAW, the UPS negotiating, and it's all about working conditions, job security primarily, as well as compensation. So the writers and the actors strike, we understand the compensation piece. The other piece is about job security. Job security about what you get. For example, in the writers, AI, the emergence of AI and chat GPT threatens this industry and in job security. Because think about it. Now corporations are putting a lot of money into AI and the chat GPT, and they're going to be used to essentially replace workers in terms of that. Now, it'll be a number of years before they can do highly technicalized stuff. But for example, in creating promotion, an advertising campaign, or writing a manuscript. See, AI is basically a software that is programmed by an individual, and the output is only good as the input. But as it's like machine learning, as it begins to learn more, it can create at least the basis for a manuscript for a Hollywood play or a Hollywood movie. And so the writers are trying to not only get some additional compensation, but to secure their future in terms of their space in making of movies, sitcoms, and everything, even commercials. And the actors would be the same way. And so the actors strike was against the Lions Motion Pictures and Television Producers. And so, but But those deals that they had that were negotiated by the union that weren't involved in the Alliance of Motion Pictures and Television Producers, as well as independent movies, they were still allowed to work in those areas, as well as some commercials and so forth. And so that labor dispute lasted 148 days, lasted a long time. But at the end of the day, they were able to get some additional compensation. They were able to get some security as far as that is concerned, because they have to be concerned about AI. And when you start producing movies, AI can take a bigger piece in terms of actors' creativity, in terms of the use of the actor's image in AI, as far as that is concerned. So those are things they begin to look at. And so I don't know how long the contracts are going to last, but it seems that the negotiations by all the entities, even the UAW, are very successful this year. They're a boilerplate for organizations going forward, I believe. And so glad for them that they were able to attain some additional compensation as well as some job security for the near future. So that's about it. So thank you again for joining another episode of Justice Unveiled, and hope to see you the next time around.
Luxury Productions.